What's going on, people? It's your man, the White B. Once again, big shout out to my doggy. Which doggy is it today, folks? Daniel Martin music for coming through and boosting up the coin. So, we've got a mad one for the masses right now. Often on this channel, we talk about leaks, but this is the craziest leak. And if you don't see it after this one, I don't know what to tell your ass, man. I really don't. People allege, some people say, not the YB's opinion, that Fake the Cake, Dinner Lady, Bingo Wings, RuPaul versus Anthony Johnston, Joshua, is fake. Now check this. There I am minding my business, yeah? I got the audio tape, ain't no one heard before. Serious. Yeah? It's top, one of them, man. Them ones there. The Voldemort Donnies. One of the Voldemort Donnies hops on TMZ. Film producer John Peters. I hope Fake Cake, Dinner Lady RuPaul, Jake RuPaul, gets the Hollywood ending. He says I'll show you the clip. He's bet 5 mil on Paul to beat Joshua. Yeah, anyway, let's get to I can't really do it justice. That didn't hit. The title didn't hit like it should have. The title should have read. Yeah, this is in plain sight on the masses' arse, man. These men don't lose money like that. They don't. That's what they don't do. Yeah, it's letting you man know what time it is. He says, yeah, I got a feeling. This script writer, fact, this guy here is a Hollywood producer, film producer John Peters. He made a Superman movie, some corny Kabbalah movie. Ain't no one watching that rubbish. Right, but still, he made the script, okay, and he goes, yeah, I'm betting on the first round, right? Anyway, here's the audio. Look at this guy here, look, top, Voldemort Donny, seriously, the name you cannot mention in 2025, that's what this cat is right here, and I got the receipts, oops, in fact, let's get to the receipts first, no, we'll do it after, we're going to play the audio right now, here we are, peep this one right here. Yeah, because you best believe it. Listen, man. Some of you, man, won't be able to receive these bars. And it's not your fault. You're just a bit slow. No, you're not even slow. I don't like the word, mate. Matrix is dead. Andrew Tate, he ruined that word. But it's one of them. A lot of you, man, don't... No. Yeah, it's gonna be your ass, man. I swear to God. Johnston's getting serious harm done to him. Honestly, man. It's fake. If Fake Paul ain't on nothing, man. Really, if Fake Paul gets in there, it's rigged. Seriously, there's some sort of rigging going on. Someone said to him, "YB, you trying to overthink it? Yeah, am I? Well, listen, this cat don't think so. Anyway, let's get to the Hollywood famous He might be a billionaire. He's talking about putting up his family's put 10 mil on this. Now, do you put 10 mil on something if you're only worth 100? Probably not. That's what bottom feeders do. Someone like the YB would have a £10,000 net worth and put $1,000 of it down. When you get to that level, you ain't wasting 10 mil like that. Anyway, here's the bars.
John.
Yes.
It's Harvey and Charles, you're on TMZ Live.
Lucas is here too.
And Lucas too. Why are you betting 5 mil?
Well, I'm betting 5 mil because first time I've ever bet on anybody in my life other than myself. Because I've been watching his career, and he's like me. He's like a weed that grew into an oak tree. I know when I talked to Jake on the telephone, and he talked about the things that he would rather die than lose, I wanted to hear that. I know the other guy is just another win. He's a champion. He's also 8 years older. And I think Jake told a story about he was doing paintball with him. And he out-painted him, and he said, actually, Jake's a sweet kid. He said he felt bad for him because he embarrassed him. That's what's going to happen. I even think that Jake may knock him out in the first round.
Wow.
I think Jake is going to surprise everybody. He's going to come strong. I made the movie of Ali. I've been a fighter my whole life. I know about fighting. I just believe it. And I also know that this $50 million or whatever it is, because I have my kids betting on it too.
Your kids are betting too?
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
John, shouldn't you have a conversation? Shouldn't you have a
They're all
conversation with
millionaires.
Anthony Joshua also before
I
you?
have not. No, I have not. No, I've never. I don't need to talk to him. I know what Jake's going to do.
If Jake Paul beats
I'm going to have to replay it. There's too much to dissect there. But that last bar right there, yeah? I don't need to speak to Anthony Johnston. I already know what time it is. Now, listen. A reasonable person would say, a kind of... You're an idiot, to be fair. I'm gonna tell the truth. Now, listen. This is a big test, to be fair. If Fake Paul gets knocked out, then a lot of this conspiracy goes up in the air. All the bars I tell you, probably, it's all made up in my head. Right, but we have to start seriously questioning conspiracies. If Fake Paul gets knocked, splattered, spark out, like he should do, all conspiracies I have to then question. Because there's no way, if you believe in that kind of tip, yeah, there's no way Fake Paul can get knocked out cold, which is how it has to go. Now, if it goes to points, that's still rigged. Yeah? It's rigged, man. Anything but Jake Paul splattered means it was rigged in some fashion or not. Now, if AJ gets knocked out cold, like this cat is saying on, oh, it's the first round and I've brought my kids in to bet on it. Now, think about this now. Having a punt is one thing, right? I've got a punt. I'm putting 100 grand on it. I'm worth 100 mil. That's one thing. But when you start bringing your family in, yeah, I've got this play. That's what you do when you got an inside tip. The mafia would do this. Yeah, when they knew something was moody, all their friends and family was in on it. Because why wouldn't you want people to drink? It's free money. And the AJ versus, if you look at, on Betfair, which is one of the biggest brokers in the UK, they show you the volume and the liquidity is off the charts, relatively speaking. Yeah, because there's a lot of stupid cattle, right? Oh, AJ's gonna, logically, if you don't really get it, then you think AJ gonna knock him out. That is, you're not wrong in that sense, but you don't see the other side of the game. We just saw the NBA and the UFC moody things, and that's on a small bottom feeder scale, right? There's a few bottom feeding MMA fighters being offered to throw fights. At the highest scale, yeah, the scale of the Kabbalah, is the same things going on, but it's this, hey AJ man, you're gonna lay down for 200 million. That's what you're gonna do, right? Or we'll take all your shit anyway. So once you've signed up like that, allegedly, once you've signed your soul away, it ain't yours no more. So if you have to get knocked out by some little YouTube Fruit Loop like fake RuPaul, that's what you got to do, right? And that's why AJ's sitting there like, you know, I respect Fake Paul, and he's actually quite tricky, and he's puffing him up because he knows this is sacrifice, man. He's being sacrificed. And he said, this dude said right here, I'm going to replay it in a second. He said, it's going to be humiliating, right? It's going to be like when they put these big mandingas in a dress in the Hollywood movies, but to a bigger scale. This is the ultimate mandinga humiliation. Big old Johnston knocked out by a YouTube fruity. That's what Fake Paul is, an idiot. I don't stand Fake Paul. He's a proper clown, a proper weapon of a man. Anyway, I'll play the rest of the video, then we're going to go back and dissect all the corny bars he got in here.
it's Anthony Joshua, I mean, you're a movie guy. It sounds like this would be a perfect Hollywood movie. Is that another thing you would talk to Jake Paul about, is turning his life story into a movie?
I already told him that I have options on a movie called Bullet, Steve McQueen movie. And I've been wanting to do it with Brad Pitt, but he's a little old.
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul is a movie star. Girls like him, kids like him, people like him. He's a modern day phenom. But once he wins this, I want him. I think he will want to go fight that big tall guy in England. The shorter guy could punch up easier than a big guy.
All right, we'll stop it there and we'll reanalyze it. But before I even heard this interview, in fact, I'll save that bar. But let's go back now and dissect the full lot from the rip.
John,
Yes.
it's Harvey and Charles, you're on TMZ Live.
Lucas is here too.
And Lucas, too. Why are you betting $5 million?
Well, I'm betting $5 million because first time I've ever bet on anybody in my life.
It's the first time I've ever bet on anyone in my life. Listen, this guy's, let's see how much he's worth. John Peters, film producer. And these Although Carl Froch said that did he say the facts were close? So it's worth about 100 million. Oh no, that's just Superman. He's made 100 mil off Superman. So, and he's old now. He's the ultimate boomer, so he's probably worth 300-400 mil. I guess 5 mil isn't a massive lot of that, is it though? He's not going to I'm not sure he'd even be able to do 100 mil. To be fair, he's probably maxed out however much he can get on there at 5 mil. Maxed out, got his kids in there, got multiple accounts open. It's one of them ones. But the point is, he just said, I don't normally bet. What turns someone from not... If you're a degenerate, if you heard Dana White was putting money down, you'd think, well, he does that 6 days a week and 3 times on a Sunday morning, right? But for a man who don't gamble, if you're not that way inclined, what gives you that push to start gambling relatively large amounts of money? 5 mils. Floyd will go to the... Again, he's more of a degenerate gambler, Floyd. But you see Floyd's tickets, he's got like 500 grand on there. No one's put... Even Drake, he might put $1 million down allegedly. It's all fake money, but 5 mil is a large bet. I don't know who anyone, especially on sports. I've never heard of... Let's have a look at the biggest bet in sports. A lot of it's puff, isn't it? A lot of it's all puffed up to make people think their cock's bigger. Oh, I bet 100 mil and make a little fake news article. It's a bit like the fighters' purses. Oh, I made 200 trillion. It's all rubbish these days. People they throw the large number out there because it catches people's attention. How much of it's real, I don't know. Anyway, what is the largest sports bet in history? Okay, that's stupid. The largest known single payout was 75 million. The bet was a $3 million bet. What? Yeah, wait a minute. The record-breaking win was the result of multiple wagers totaling 10 million. So the largest bet apparently is around 10 million wagered. So for this cat to put 5 up, he's in the big leagues. He's probably in the top 0.01% of bets of all time. What makes a non-gambler, a non-degenerate, go in bigly with a gamble and tell all his friends and family? That's for you, man, to answer. We're going to find out in a few weeks. I know he on that, man. He got the tip. Oh, I spoke to fake Paul on the phone and it convinced me. These man is tight. I don't care RYB, but he's worth 100 million. Like I said, it don't scale like that. Once you're worth 100 million, you get tight at it and you wouldn't believe. That don't mean you won't spend 30 grand at a Gucci store, but 30 grand, that's 30 grand. 5 million, these man, their pockets is tight. Their pockets is tight, man. They ain't trying to lose money over nothing. I remember watching a documentary on Park Avenue, which is like some expensive street in New York. And there was billionaires, and this guy was saying, yeah, I was opening the door for him all year, or I was his driver all year, and he'd give us $100 bill for Christmas. And you can say, well, you know, it's better than nothing, but $100, I've done removal jobs. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I've done removal jobs for people who probably have a net worth of 200 grand, and they leave $100 tip, right? So a billionaire, like, what's $100 going to do? You could have given 1,000, for example, to all the drivers. What's 10 grand going to do to him? Nothing. It's not about that. They're tight as a duck's arse. They're tight as and I think they get off on it as well. When they leave a moody little stinky tip like $100, they know what they're doing. Yeah, that driver's been driving around in a $2 million car all year, and you got $100 from him. What's that going to do? I'll give it to him back. I said, no, I'm gonna keep that, bro. Yeah, you're not buoying me up with $100, man. Keep your stinky 100. But obviously, you still want the stinky driving job, don't you? So you can't mug him off. That's the thing. If someone give you $100 tip here, and it's not like an Uber drive. You've been driving this cat and getting his door for the last year, man. Again, no one's saying. If you're a bottom feeder, I wouldn't even expect a tip. Right, but if you got it like that, and I'm driving your old dusty reptilian ass around the place all day, I mean, get that bread out, man. Get that bread out. Redistribute that bread. Because it ain't hurting you. What's $1,000 going to do to that corny dude, man? You can't take it with you, brother. That's the thing. You can't take it with you. Yeah, and it might do you some. Because your soul rotten, bro. That giving me $1,000, it might help your soul some. Because it been rotten. Anyway, what I'm saying is, these men are as tight as a duck's arse. Yeah? They don't take risks to lose. That doesn't mean that every billionaire always wins, but when they come out doing something new, I've never gambled in my life, but I'm going big on fake Paul versus AJ. because I spoke to him on the phone. Could this just be some old man who's lost his marbles? Like that Will Smith episode in the Fresh Bel-Air. Remember that one there? Will Smith got hired by this Wall Street guy, and he was losing his marbles basically. The Wall Street guy was, and he thought Will was the second coming. And obviously the stonk situation went left, and Will was washed up. But anyway, it could be like that. But I don't know. I'm going with this one. That's what I'm going with. I'm going with it's rigged. How about that? Allegedly.
Time I've ever bet on anybody in my life,
Oh.
other than myself, because I believe I've been watching his career, and he's like me. He's like a weed that grew into an oak tree. I know when I talked to Jake on the telephone, and he talked about the things that he would rather die than lose, I wanted to hear that. I know the other guy is just another win. He's a champion. He's also 8 years older. And I think Jake told a story about he was doing paintball with him, and he out-painted him, and he said, actually, Jake's a sweet kid. He said he felt bad for him because he embarrassed him. That's what's going to happen. I even think that Jake may knock him out in the first round.
So he explains the story of speaking to Fake the Cake dinner lady Bingo Winks RuPaul on the phone. You know, I spoke to him, and he's basically convinced me, and, you know, Jake Paul embarrassed AJ at paintball. This is what I'm telling you about these men. They're weird. I couldn't give a, oh yeah, I beat him at go-karting and I felt sorry for him. It's really odd, isn't it? It's really odd. I think he's talking in code. I don't think, listen, yeah, Jake Paul was paintballing AJ alright. He weren't with no gun though. It's what I'm take it. That's what I think. I think these men talking code, man. They know what they're doing. Yeah. It don't make no sense that way, does it? Oh yeah, we went to a paintball game and AJ was really embarrassed. I felt sorry for him. Who did that? Who's ever lost at a paintball game and felt embarrassed? Right? I tell you what, you would feel embarrassed losing. Your ass is what AJ felt embarrassed losing, man. Fake Paul was giving it to him allegedly. That's what I think happened here. And I did mention this in the other video. There's an order. Listen, there's an order which I mentioned. AJ ain't a bottom feeder. He's not like the YB, yeah. He's in the Soldier Soul level. Yeah, he's somewhere, he's still at the bottom relatively, but he part of the club. At the bottom, he's the bottom of the club, literally, right? In terms of it being a top or a bottom on Grindr, AJ's a bottom of the club. And Fake Paul, he probably a level or two above. And that's why he got, Fake Paul gave him the paintballs. All upside his them cheeks, man. Take. He took it, man. AJ took it. That's what this cat here is talking about. He ain't talking about no actual paintball game or go-karting. Yeah? He humiliated him and embarrassed him when them paintballs was flying all upside his head. Yeah? That's what happened here. And he know, oh yeah, I think, are you going to clip him in the first round? That would be iconic. That would be like the Orange Man. Fight. Another, see what I mean? Another alleged Hollywood promotion. Yeah, for the masses. Oh no, what? I've got corny friends as well who allegedly are into the conspiracy. Oh no, YB, that's real, mate. Really? How can you be? At least be a proper conspiracy head. Oh no. Trump really got in. No, he did. Oh my, pray for him. Oh man. Okay, now they almost got the Orange Man. Wow. Oh, the Kabbalah cooks certain, man. I'm telling you right now. He telling you, never mind what I'm saying, he telling you what time it is. I'm putting a big bet up because I spoke to the fake RuPaul on the phone. Who's doing that? No one's doing that. Sorry. No one's doing that. Now, the plausible deniability here is we haven't actually seen the bet. It could just be an old man, and that's the question ability we have here. If he showed the bet, then it would be a damn 100% right. It's definitely 1,000,000% rigged. And to be fair, based on this, I'm putting even more on Jake Paul. That's the truth. I'll tell you right now. After I heard this, I lumped some more on Fake Paul because, you know, you got a Hollywood producer, script writer on here yapping about, like I said, this could be the in plain sight for the masses. Yeah, they're letting you know what's happening. So you can't say, oh, I didn't know, because he told you. Oh, I didn't know, man. Oh, man. I just got bumped. Johnson just got plastered in round 1. You can't say you didn't know now. You signed up to this. That's what you did. Yeah? You signed up to this. You gave your tacit consent. Because you ain't do nothing, man. This guy out here cracking jokes and 100%.
Wow.
Jake is a sweet kid. He said he felt bad for him because he embarrassed him. That's what's going to happen. I even think that Jake may knock him out in the first round.
Wow.
Jake is going to
Hold on.
surprise everybody. He's
John-
gonna come.
I think Jake's going to surprise everybody and knock him out in the first round. Again, Fake Paul has said in the past, I'm knocking Tommy out and didn't do nothing. That is a saving grace you have as well. It could just be these men get gassed up and it's going nowhere. And like I said, this is a real pivotal moment in conspiracy, to be fair. If Fake Paul gets knocked out, things ain't as rigged as we thought they was. Yeah? If he really... That's what has to happen, though. If Fake Paul gets plastered as he should, okay, maybe everything isn't rigged like that. Because why else would Fake Paul get in there? He has to get in there on some sort of agreement. He can't get in there and really have a fight with AJ. I'm sorry, he can't just do that. It don't work like that. Fake Paul's no good as well. It's not like his name is... I don't know. Pick someone... There's no examples of geeks and neeks who can fight a bit, so I can't think of an example. But imagine, I don't know, Francis Ngannou had started off a YouTuber and then went to the UFC and then fought AJ. Okay, we've got some little bit to work with there. This one, Fake Paul, who couldn't do nothing with Timmy, and you're blowing smoke up his ass. Yeah, I think it might be the first round. That would be a great story, and they mention that in this one here as well.
Come strong. He's gonna. I made the movie of Ali. I've been a fighter my whole life. I know about fighting. I just believe it, and I also know that this $50 million or whatever it is, because I have my kids betting on it too.
Your kids are betting too?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, the whole
John,
family,
shouldn't you have a
They're-
conversation? Shouldn't you have a
they're all-
conversation?
I mentioned it earlier, but since we're here, the kids thing is interesting. I've told my kids too. So when we mentioned about, oh well, maybe he's just an old man who's bugging. I guess if you was an old man, and you was bugging, you could also just tell your kids. But I don't think he's completely. Listen, it's different. Come on. There's two ways you can look at everything, though, isn't there? But the way I like to look at it, how about that? Since it's my channel, okay? I'm not sitting here trying to make out it ain't rigged. So since it's my channel and I think it's rigged, I'm going with, yeah, he telling his family because he know what hot. Now, he wouldn't be the first guy to give your family a bad play, would he? But for me, it leans more towards to go out yapping to your family as a non-gambler. If you're a degenerate gambler, you always think you're on to the next lick. That's like me. I'll tell everyone, yeah, this for sure. But if it's your first bet, less likely. Yeah? He sees something. Oh, I see something. He not only sees something, he knows something, man. At the lodge, this cat here and Fake Paul was sitting down, doing whatever they doing. All the little weird little friends. And they said, yeah, this big mandinga's going down. Hard. Yeah, that's what I think happened. If I had a gun to my head now, seriously, I'm not even just making jokes. Gun to my head right now, I would say something that they know what's up. I would not bet on, at this point, as of 4 p.m. GMT on the 4th of December, I would honestly, if I had two buttons to press, is it rigged? Was there a little moody meeting or not? I'd push the moody meeting button. Sorry. I might be wrong, but that is what I'd push. I couldn't push the no, it's definitely legit button. Who's pushing that? Which one of you man's pushing that? No, it's definitely legit button. Sorry, not me. I'll take my chances. This stinks. This stinks, man. You got all the old reptilians coming out saying I'm throwing money on it. Now you argue, well, IB, maybe they're pump faking us. So maybe they know AJ's going to win and they're trying to... No, sorry. It's not that either. It's definitely not that, man. It's not that. No chance is it that.
With Anthony Joshua? Also, before
I
you...
have not. No, I have not. No, I've never. I don't need to talk to him. I know what Jake's going to do.
I don't need to talk to Anthony Joshua because obviously He's explained the story of speaking to fake Paul. The interviewer says, "Why don't you speak to AJ?" He says, "I don't need to speak to AJ. I already know what fake Paul's gonna do." Did you hear that one there? Yeah? So unless one thing has to be true, this is a delusional old man, or he really, I know something. Pick your choice. I'm not sitting there telling you have to believe, you have to go with what I'm saying. I think he knows something. I don't think he's crazy like that. Right? Give you a crazy old man who just suddenly loved to gamble. Why haven't you heard about this guy betting on NFL or basketball? He might also, if he was a crazy person, he'd have been seeing things on moody gambling games before, right? So he ain't that crazy. Crazy would be, oh man, wow, this 100 millionaire type dude, he's blowing his fortune, putting 5 mil here and 5 mil there because he sees something and he doesn't. Yeah? So either this is the first time he's gone crazy and it's the start of his crazy thing, or he really knows something. And I think he knows something. That's what I think. He told you he knows something. And he don't sound that crazy to me.
No, I have not. No, I've never. I don't need to talk to him. I know what Jake's going to do.
If Jake Paul beats Anthony Joshua, I mean, you're a movie guy. It sounds like this would be a perfect Hollywood movie. Is that another thing you would talk to Jake Paul about, is turning his life story into a movie?
I already told him.
So, they're already in cahoots with, obviously, all these men are Hollywood. All these men are Jollywood. Yeah? So obviously. But still, they already think, oh yeah, it'd be a great Hollywood movie, wouldn't it? And they will make a movie of it. And that's what... The cog's already in motion here. There will be a movie. There'll be a Netflix documentary. Oh wow, fake Paul plastered AJ. There'll be a film made about it. It'll be like the real Rocky story. And that's what they're trying to make out of this dude here. And I think, well, let's listen to the next bars here.
That I have options on a movie called Bullet, Steve McQueen movie, and I've been wanting to do it with Brad Pitt, but he's a little old.
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul is a movie star. Girls like him, kids like him, people like him. He's a modern day phenom.
All right, I'll stop it there then. So, for the anti-conspiracy heads, those bars there do sound crazy and delusional. Yeah, to be fair, this could be just an old man who's in love with fake Paul for some reason. Oh, fake Paul's a movie star. He's not movie looks. Sorry, folks. I'm not homosexual, right? But still, I can appreciate a good-looking man. Fake Paul's, he's all right. He's average. You wouldn't look at him and say, whoa, he good-looking. He... big crimson chin-looking chops, man. He ain't good-looking like that. I'm not saying I am either, but he ain't... You wouldn't look at him and think, fucking hell, man, he's doing well. Yeah, if he wasn't loaded, if you saw him on a building site, Joe Blow, you'd think he's any bare bum in the shower. Yeah, he probably gets a $1,000 haircut, slicks his receding wig forward, got all the chains on and all the glitter on, and probably got makeup on too. And he looks, even then he ain't hot. I don't look at him and think, whoa, he hot with it. He Joe Blow with it, is what fake Paul on. So you got this old man, oh man, Jake Paul's like Brad Pitt. No, he's not like Brad Pitt at all. He's not like Brad Pitt at all. He's not movie star looks. He's not movie star looks. He's an idiot, in fact. The girls don't... I've never heard a girl ever mention fake Paul. Sorry. They have not. He's not... No, fake Paul might have, like, clout fiends. Women want to be with fake Paul for clout, not because he's good looking. There's certain men who, even if they didn't have clout, women would still want them. We saw that with them prisoner men. They take... You know, the mugshot pictures. There's a prisoner who looks good looking. And women are like, he ain't got nothing. He in the pen. But I still want him. Fake Paul. If fake Paul was in the pen. He'd have to be running with the dudes in there for his bread. Ain't no women. Let me tell you something now. If Jake Paul was in the pen, yeah, ain't no females putting no money on his books. Seriously. Okay? He ain't getting it like that. He'd have to sell his cheeks if he wants money on his books. He ain't getting it no other way. Seriously. Yeah, it's his fame, but he's the full part. Women love him, men love him. He's an idiot. Seriously, he's an idiot. So maybe that support, hearing this guy talk about fake Paul like he's the second coming, this might just be a delusional old man, to be fair. Not my base case though. I think it's rigged. Yeah, and he's gassed. These men, they get fiendish over money. So once this guy knows the script's in, and Fake Paul's going to knock him out in the first round or win otherwise, these man then start to see Fake Paul as, oh my God, I'm going to make 50 mil for doing nothing, man. Oh, he's the best thing ever. That's what I think this is. I don't think he's just completely delusional, but we'll find out in 2 weeks.
Wanting to do it with Brad Pitt, but he's a little old.
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul is a movie star. Girls like him, kids like him, people like him. He's a modern day phenom. But once he wins this, I think he will want to go fight that big tall guy in England. The shorter guy.
Now this bit right here is interesting. Before I even heard this video, I said to you, on the pretense that this is rigged, which is my belief, I said to you, Jake Paul will beat Anthony Joshua. And then what did I say? I said he'd beat Anthony Joshua and then he'll fight Tyson Fury. And beat him as well. I don't know. This old reptilian Donny. Yeah, I think he's gonna beat AJ and then want to fight Tyson Fury. The big man from Britain, he calls him. Doesn't even know who he is. That's what I'm saying. The details don't matter. It's a script that, yep. Film producers don't need to know all the yeah, man. Get that big man Dinga in. We'll knock his ass out. And that big Yippo from... Where's he from? I forgot where he's from now. Bournemouth, is it? Where's the place he's from? Whatever. Call it Bournemouth for argument's sake. Yeah, get that big Yippo from Bournemouth up here, man. We'll knock his ass out too. That's what you heard right here, man. The plan's out here. How would this old man know about the plan? Beat AJ and beat Tyson Fury. It's a weird jump to make. It's assumptive. Because everyone else thinks his career's over when he fights AJ. How can you even get to the next step? Oh, what did he say? I think he will. Wait there a minute.
People like him. He's a modern day phenom. But once he wins this, I think he will want to go fight that big tall guy in England.
Once he beats him, I think he'll want to fight Tyson Fury. Again, you can take whatever you want from this, to be fair. Most people, most of the unwashed, low IQ masses will just write it off as. And listen, if on the 19th I was wrong and Jake Paul gets knocked spark out, I'll be, like I said earlier, I can't lose here. Either Jake Paul wins and I make money, and AJ's the biggest Sambo jigaboo of all time, or Jake Paul gets plastered. I'm up. Either way, I'm happy to lose however much it is. I've probably got 100 large on it right now on Fake Paul. 100 large pays $1,000 back. It's worth a punt if these reptilians are hopping on it. Yeah, I just wish we saw the slip. If he showed the betting slip, I might put 1,000 large down, because that's for sure. Yeah, no doubt about it. The math ain't mathing for me. Yeah, and I think this old head probably shouldn't have been out here. He's talking too much of the game up, to be fair. He's talking too much of the game up, but that's good for us. Because I want to be on the winning side, man. I want to be trading with the insiders. He got the inside scoop. Don't play with me. Yeah, betting on AJ. Let me tell you something now. AJ's a 10-1 favourite. You ain't the insider betting on Johnston. You are not. That's what you definitely ain't. That's what the masses are doing. That's what the suckers are doing. That's what the suckers are doing. Have you never... I don't play with horse racing because that's rigged.com. But horse racing's like that. You'll have this favourite horse who's smashing it all year. Yeah, and the minute you get involved on that horse, it stinks the place out. And that's what this is here. AJ 10-1, he can't lose. Fake Paul's an idiot. Bosh. It's a horse racing scam for the masses, seriously. That's what this one is right here. It's the okie doke. It's the bait and switch. Obviously AJ gonna win. It's a money printer. Paulie Malignaggi, he a bit slow. He ain't there yet, but even he clocking on. He said, yeah, I was thinking about remortgaging my house to put it on AJ, but then I questioned it, like, something ain't right here. So he halfway there, but he ain't quite clicked. He still put some on AJ. So he's part of the great unwashed. And that's what they want. Your exit liquidity. That's what you are when you bet on Johnson. It's too obvious. Sorry. Yeah, and I've seen obvious things go left before as well, by the way. What was the most obvious one I saw? Well, look at Tank Davis, for example. Right, I guess you can argue it was more likely that Tank would lose to Lamont. Not at the bookies, though. Jake Paul has a bigger chance at the bookies than Lamont Roach did. Lamont Roach was 20 to 1 under. Jake Paul's only 10 to 1 under. And that the reason why the odds haven't completely blown out, in reality, you think about it, if Lamont Roach would be a 20 to 1 underdog versus Tank Davis, Fake Paul should be a 50 to 1. Right? That's what should be the case. No, on a series, if this fight wasn't rigged. But because these men here keep lumping money on Fake Paul, that's sustaining his odds. Yeah? So whenever $1 million of suckers bet on AJ, these men know how the financial thing works. Yeah? They don't come in and lump it all on. They have to bleed. They have to bleed it on slowly. Yeah? They don't come on and slap it up. If they did, Fake Paul would be favourite now. So they wait until $1 million worth of suckers put money on AJ, and then they trickle in theirs, so it don't look too funny. That's what they're doing with you, man. Because the odds don't even make 10 to 1. Is that it? Right? Jaya Pataya versus an actual boxer. He's 100 to 1 this weekend. Seriously. If you put $100 on Jaya Pataya, you win £1. That's 100 to 1, or 1 to 100. And he's fighting a real boxer. He's no good, but still a real boxer. Fake in a world championship fight. Fake Paul, he should be 200 to 1. Why isn't he? Oh, because these men keep trickling their bread on Fake Paul, pumping it up. Does that make sense? Yeah? If there was no one backing Fake Paul, the odds would have blown out to 100 to 1 now. So who's there backing it up? Because no one else. Make it make sense. You see what I'm trying to say? How is this maintained at 10 to 1? Or thereabouts? It should be 100 to 1. So who is coming on and backing Fake Paul and keeping it stable? Because what we know for a fact is the odds haven't really changed since this came out. Which you'd think the odds came out and everyone would bet on AJ just to print free money. The same way Jaya Pataya is 1 to 100 right now. Why hasn't that happened? Who coming in with the money on Fake Paul? Oops. It's one of these, man, here. Look at this one here, man. Let's make this big. I ain't going to say nothing, but we're just going to... It's one of these right now. That's what you best believe. Let's have a look at this one right here, man. Let's have a look at this one right here. I ain't going to say nothing, but you, man, can... You can look at this one right here, man. John Peters. Okay. Film producer. John Peters. Yeah, let's have a look at this one right here, man. Let's have a look at this one. I'm not saying which line it's on, but you look at that highlighted section. You tell me if you see anything there. If you don't see it, you don't see it, and you slow. I can't help you on this YouTube tip, man. I can't help you, man. You ain't there yet, but still. If you know what time it is, man. That's what you do. No doubt about it as well. Anywho, let's finish off the last of the clip. Because the guy don't even know what he's talking about. Seriously. He's got not a diddly on what he's talking about. He don't even know boxing like that.
The shorter guy can punch up easy. Want to go fight that big tall guy in England. The shorter guy can punch up easier than a big guy can punch down. Because when you punch down, you lose your power. When you punch up, you twist your legs and you snap that punch into the ribs and you snap that punch into the head and bang, there you go.
How much money, by the way?
Alright, so this guy hasn't got a clue what he's talking about either. Yeah, it's harder for a taller man to punch down. Idiot. This guy's never boxed even a minute in his life. Punching up is the hardest thing on earth. Seriously, it's really hard. It burns your shoulders out like you wouldn't believe. It's much easier punching down. That's not a record-breaking take. That's why most tall fighters make it work better than small ones. Now, you get the anomalies like Mike Tyson, but how many of them have there been? Right? He was the one in a million. Or it tends to be... short fighters in general don't tend to get on the best. Right? That tends to be the base case. That's not a record-breaking take. You might have people like Tank Davis, who's relatively short. But again, he got used to have hands of power. in general, two men of the same ability, I'm taking the taller man, who's 245 pounds lean. Fake Paul can't even fight. That's the other thing. He can't even fight like that. He's never fought someone taller than him. Seriously, Fake Paul's never. It's a lot harder punching down. You get more power punching down. That's a fact. Seriously. You get much power punching down. Just think of it like a bench press. Punching up is like an incline press. It's more shoulders. Punching down is like a decline press. Simple as that. That is what it is. Yeah? The more your hands go up, the weaker they get as well. Just do it yourself now. Does your hand feel strong up here? No. Does it feel... Well, it feels weak either way. You trust me, man. Trust me, man. I'm telling you right now. Punching down. You got gravity pulling your hand down. More of your body gets behind it as well. I can't explain the physics. If you throw a shot that goes down, I can't explain the physics, but trust me, going up is no good. It's like a shoulder push. The higher your hand has to go up, it's more of a shoulder push. How can you swing your body into a hook up here? It's much harder. Down here, that's why Canelo looks great hooking to the body, right? Because his hand's coming down. Canelo hooking to the head. I'm trying to think. Just trust me, man. How about that? Trust me. It's easier punching down. Not a record-breaking take, but that is what it is. This idiot, man. Old reptilian-looking dude, man. He ain't on nothing. He don't know what he talking about. Anyway, they talk about the bets and more here.
Snap that punch into the head, and bang, there you go.
How much money, by the way? How much money would you make? What are the odds here?
5 to 1.
Oh my God! So you could make $25 million off of this fight.
We'll make,
Trust me on that math.
Well, minus your bet, so.
Oh my
The
God!
kids make. We could with everybody. We could make $50 million with the whole family.
Oh my God!
So that bit there, when he starts explaining how much he can make, is interesting. Now, I said earlier, we haven't seen the betting slip, but the fact he's sitting there saying, well, no, it's 5 to 1. He didn't just say, yeah, I'll make 25. He said, no, wait there a minute. It's 25 plus 25 because my family have got things on it. So does that make sense? That sounds to me like he really has put a bet on. If you were just a talker, yeah, I've got 5 mil and you ain't done nothing, why bring your family into it? Why even sit there trying to count? It sounded to me as if he was saying, well, I've got 25 on, little Mickey's got 2 mil on, that's 10. He was doing that. He's like 25, you heard him say 25, 35. He's adding up what has actually gone on, in my opinion. Yeah? For someone who ain't really put a bet on and is just LARPing, they'd say, yeah, I've put 50 mil on myself and I'm making loads of money. He really was doing some mental maths there, in my opinion. You heard it yourself. Anyway, my base case is, this will be a rigging for the masses, and do not, listen, honestly, if you're not going to bet this fight, if you're not going to bet on any fight, don't bet on this one, would be my advice. Yeah? If there's ever a fight not to bother with, and yeah, you might feel silly the next morning if, for example, AJ does spark him. What have you lost? 25%? That's not... You can make that at the weekend. Right? On Lamont Roach versus... or Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur. That pays 25%. I'd rather bet on Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson going the distance to pay 25% than AJ to knock this guy out. No way. Don't touch it, folks. Go all in on Shakur and Teo to go the distance. Teo ain't knocking Shakur out, and Shakur ain't knocking Teo out. That is guaranteed money. Make 25% there. Put your mortgage on that. Don't chase this one. What's this one going to do? Really? Either way you look at this, the least likely outcome in my mind, as it stands today, which I've been wrong before. I told you that Parker wouldn't knock no one out, and he knocked Bacoli big black arse right out for him, sent him all the way back to the Congo, the jungle, man. That's where he wound up, seriously. After Joe Sniff Parker hit his ass, man, he was back in the Congo jungle, no doubt. But still, for me right now, the least likely outcome is AJ by KO. Yeah? I think AJ by points, plausible. Fake Paul by knockout, plausible. Fake pull by points, plausible. Draw, plausible. AJKO, I just can't imagine it. Even though, in a real fight, that would be my base case. But it's too obvious. Does that make sense? When things are too obvious, what other things that have been too obvious? I'm trying to think here. There's been plays in the past. You think they'll develop again? Look at Tank. He only ever fights bums. Lamont Roach got punched up by some nobody. That's a guaranteed cert. So things that should be a cert end up not being a cert. And the funny thing is, after Tank and Lamont, everyone was laughing at me, saying, "Oh, YB, you're stupid." But at the end of the day, there's a reason it was 20-1. Right? That wasn't because I'm a sucker and I just thought I'd pay 1 to 20 odds. That's where the money line was. That means, yeah, there was 20 times more money on Tank than Lamont. Does that make sense? Yeah? Everyone else thought that as well. So the same way Tank was a 20-1 favourite and got, yo, the Diddy Shema, yo, is the same way Johnson can get put on his ass. Even more so because it really is rigged like that. This is really, really, really rigged. If there ever was an occasion. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this. Some people stop it. Johnny Ball.